Hello everyone, it's Shanna. Welcome to my channel. I'm so glad you're here today. We are going to be working with the Gina K Breath of Sunshine stamp set, and I'm going to be using the dies as well. And I'm just going to use my MISTI and grab some of these stamps that I like and get them laid down on just some 100-pound white Hammermill cardstock. I'm just going to use that for my stamping. And what I plan to do is to bring in some of the pumpkins that are in the die set along with the basket that is in there and the stems for the pumpkins, and just get them all laid out on my MISTI. Now, I have not used these. This is the first time I'm getting this stamp set out. I was away on a vacation when they arrived, and so I hadn't really had a chance to play around with them. So this will be a first stamping for them, so it'll take probably multiple stampings to get exactly what I want. And you can see I'm just trying to get my MISTI lined up here and taped down. I've just had better luck when I've been taping along with my magnet, just because these newer stamps are just so sticky, it just wants to drag the paper up with it. So I'm just adding that extra tape. So I'm just pulling it off of there, everything that I want to use. There's the stem. Now I will tell you right now, I did this wrong. I should have stamped the pumpkins separately and then brought the stems back in and aligned them on the pumpkin and stamped from there. And the reason why I'm doing this is, I'm saying this is, I had not looked at the dies before I stamped these. And the dies contain both the pumpkin and the stem together. And so I misstamped these. I stamped them wrong. However, I did stamp them wrong. I am still going to use them. You'll see that I'll just die cut both the pumpkin and the stamp out separately. And then I'll do a little cutting on the stem, I meant not stamp, on the stems. I'll do a little cutting on the stems, and then I'll be able to assemble it to the pumpkin. So I'm just telling you up front, don't stamp them like I have stamped them here, because it is wrong. I should have opened up my dies and looked at them before I did my stamping. And I'm also laying the So Very Thankful stamp on there for my sentiment. And I'm just, I'm bringing in my Gina K ink, and I'm using on the basket the Gina K Slate. And then I'm using Sea Glass on one of the pumpkins and Tranquil Till on the other pumpkin. And then I'm going to use Lucky Clover on my stems. And then for my sentiment, I'm going to use Plum Punch. So those are the colors that I'm using. And I've sped this up, and I'm going to do several inkings. These were new stamps, and it took me several inkings to get them where I wanted to get them. And so I did speed it up for this. So I love this kit. It is the Breath of Sunshine card kit, and it came with this stamp and die set. It also came with Harvest, let me look at it real quick here, silhouettes. And I love those too. Those Harvest silhouettes really remind me of Indiana because of the farms in Indiana. And in addition to that, you get the cobblestone stencil set, and you also got a free autumn leaves die set that came along with that. So I really like this kit, and I'm just now starting to work with it. I know I'm a little behind the game on that, but I really like it. And so I'm hoping to put together some videos with some of the other components of this kit. In addition to that, I did order all of those inks that I mentioned that I'm using. I had not had Gina K inks up to this point, and so I'm using them for the first time on this particular card here. Now I'm just going to take my panel and flip it over, because I want more than just two pumpkins. And that Tranquil Till, and looking at this, it looks a lot darker than it actually is on the video. And I'm just kind of checking to make sure I don't have any bubbles underneath there, to see if that's maybe was why I struggled stamping them. So I just kind of lifted them and just to make sure there were not any bubbles. And I actually flipped my Tranquil Till and my sea glass, cleaned the stamps and flipped the colors so that I would have one big in sea glass and one big in Tranquil Till, and then small consecutively. So I did it that way. And just inking all of these up as well. And the second set of pumpkins, they seem to ink up a lot easier, a lot quicker. I did do multiple passes of them, but I think I may have had some bubbles on those first two, and that might have hindered my ability to stamp them up as quickly. But I really like the colors. I think it looks really pretty. And I thought it was just kind of a non-traditional, instead of just the orange pumpkins that you always see, I thought it would be fun to have some non-traditional colors. Now I've decided to bring in the other sentiment that says, I am so grateful for you, and I'm going to stamp it up, and I really just want the for you part. So the first stamping, I just kind of get the for you, and then when I double stamp, I kind of get a little bit more of it. But it doesn't matter because I'm going to cut it away. After I die cut it out, I'm going to cut the for you apart, and then it's going to say, so very thankful for you. There you see I'm cutting it apart. And now I'm bringing in a piece of pattern paper that I had already cut to size that was just laying around in my card stash. I think it's a piece that I got from Hobby Lobby, and I had cut it aside and just laid it aside. And I'm first going to lay down a black panel, and this is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. It's going to cover my whole card base. And I'm trying to straighten it up there. You can't see on camera, but I got it a little bit crooked. I think I even tore it when I went to pull it off. So I glued some up and got another piece, and I'm laying it down. So even the greatest of plans don't always come together. Sometimes you have some errors. So that's what I did there. Now I've got that panel laid down, and I'm going to bring in that teal and black and wood grain piece of pattern paper. And I thought that it just matched so perfectly with that black basket and those teal sea glass pumpkins. I thought it just really kind of fit in, and it went well with that black background as well. So I was really pleased that I had such a perfect piece of pattern paper for what I had just stamped from a collar standpoint. So just getting that laid down, and I'm just building my card. And I like it. It gives it an interesting pattern. So now I'm going to bring in my basket, and a lot of times you'll see it in like a taupe colored or a basket color or whatever. And I really just wanted to use these inks and try them out. So I thought, well, I would use the slate for it, and it just fit perfectly with my pattern paper and my card base. So I've got some foam tape here, and I'm just popping it up, and I decided to do that so I'd have some room to tuck my pumpkins inside of it. So I thought if I just popped it up, I could just easily tuck my pumpkins in and get my design laid down how I want. So I'm just kind of putting it to one side because I'm going to put one of the pumpkins on the outside. I'm going to put 3 of them on the inside. And I think I decide the outside 2 I'm going to just glue down, and then the inside 1 I'll pop up. So I'm just going to glue them flat. And you can see, I don't know if you can tell from here or not, where I cut my little stems and I just glued them on top of my pumpkins. And I think it turned out all right, considering I completely stamped them wrong and I had to kind of finagle my die cutting. But I think they look all right. I think you can kind of get away with that. So I'm just putting some foam tape on the back of this one, and then I'm going to pop it up. I really like where I'm headed with this. I think I said that already, but so I'm just going to get that one popped up there in the middle, and I think it looks cute. I like it, and I've forgotten to glue that other one down. I'm going to go ahead and pop up the sentiments and lay them on the top of my card base. And I think I even, once I get them laid, the sentiments laid down on there, I think I even pick it up like I'm going to show the card off, and the pumpkin falls down. And then I realized that I forgot to glue that bottom pumpkin down. I was just crafting away on this card while I was watching Kathy Zielski do one of her lives, and she is always so entertaining. So I decided I would do a voiceover so that I could just sit and watch her and listen to her and just craft, and then I could do a voiceover. That's where I lifted up, and I'm thinking I'm done, and then I realized that, whoops, I did not glue that one down. So I'm going to put glue on half of it, the half that lays on the basket, and then pop up the other side, and then that'll pretty much finish out my card. I have a terrible time. I've just got my nails done. I have a terrible time pulling that release paper off that adhesive. But just using my Barely Art glue and getting this laid down. It really didn't take that long to do this, just the stamping and then to get this laid down. But I really like this card. I hope you do too. If you do, consider giving me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I would love for you to.